Right, so what we've done now, we've flatted all this stopper back. We've got the primer all flatted back. I've flatted the whole back wing off with 240 paper. So it's all prepped, ready for the next stage. So what we're going to do now is use this Gravitex, which is like an underseal, which I'm going to spray along the bottom edge of here, just to get the texture right, like the rest of the car. Then when that's dried, I'm going to give it a day to dry, and tomorrow night I'm going to come back and I'm going to re-primer this part of the wing, let that dry overnight, then come back, flat it off, and it should be ready for paint. So I'm going to use same stuff, Gravitex, but in a plastic tub. I like the plastic ones better because these have a habit of exploding. So I've got a new gun. Obviously you need an airline for this, little compressor will do okay. So I'm just going to connect it up. So there we go. That's all Gravitex, so it's got the same texture. Let that dry overnight, come back, prime it up, start again. Right, so we've flatted the Capri off. Flatted all this panel off with 240 paper. I've done it to the sill. I've also done this door pillar, a little bit edge of that wing to just want to tidy up a little bit. So I thought, well, I've got the door off, I'll do it. So yeah, it's nice and flat now, ready for paint. But the first thing I've got to do is use a tack rag. So this is just a rag with like a waxy type stuff. And obviously it's not wax because that would react with the paint, but it's a special tack rag for doing this. So I'm going to lightly go over the whole body, not painting. Just going to pick up all the little bits of leftover dust. I've already blown it off in an airline and wiped it off, but this is going to get rid of all the little bits that are left. Oh, you can see it's gone white. That's just the dust that's left. That hasn't come off with the airline and the rag. Right, so we're ready to put some paint on the old Capri. 4 diamond white, 2-pack. It's 4 parts paint, 1 part to air hardener, 10% 2-pack thinners. Quite cold today, so there is potential risk of runs. We're going to give it a go. So I've put the paint back, so I'm just going to blow it into this corner here. I'm going to blow that way into that paint, and when it's dried properly, we'll be able to polish it up. So let's give it a go. I'm going to put a dust coat on first, because it's cold. Leave that for a while. That should go tacky, and that should hold the second coat in place with the first coat on, looking okay so far. Like I said, this is just a tacky coat. We'll give this about 10-15 minutes to cure off a little bit, and that'll then support the second coat, which I'll put on a lot wetter, and it'll give it a lot more shine. But so far so good. The repair looks good. I can't see any high spots or anything. It just looks, yeah, sound. So we'll come back in about 1/4 of an hour. Let it dry off a bit and get these fumes out. The extraction's running, but we'll come back soon and see what happens. Right, so we'll give that about 15 minutes to dry off a bit. So I'm going to touch somewhere discreetly to see what the paint feels like. And there's nothing coming up on my finger there. That's just perfect. That's tacky. That's a tacky coat that should support another coat. And it's covered really, really well. So I was going to do 3 coats. I might try and get away with just doing 2. There's plenty of previous paint under it. It's just this repair here that needs the paint. But I reckon another coat to put it on nice and heavy, and I think it will hold it. I'm taking a gamble. It might run like mad. It is very cold in here, but I've painted plenty of cars in the cold before. A lot of people say that you need a heated spray booth to do paint work. to do it professionally, you have to cost you do, but I mean, if you want to do it in your own little garage, I've done it for years and I've produced some really good looking cars. So it is possible with minimal equipment. Obviously you need a compressor, spray guns and bits and pieces, but you don't have to have the extent of a full-blown spray booth. I've got extraction fans, it's what I found in the skip, to be fair. Luckily I've got fields at the back of my garage, so it's not annoying anybody by pumping fumes out there. So it's about right now, so I'm going to try and put another coat on, see what happens. Hopefully it's not being wrong. Well, that was all calculated. The pace just run out at exactly the point I needed it to. So far it's looking pretty good, that. I'm still fingers crossed it's going to hold that because I put a really, really heavy coat of paint on there. So it could all run off now. But let's give it another, give it a quarter of an hour. If it hasn't run by then, we'll be fine. So we'll come back in a quarter of an hour and have a better look at it. But I think we're going to get away with 2 coats on this. Right, so the second coat's gone on, looks pretty good. Fortunately, there is a little area there where I can still see some of the primer coming through, so it needs a bit more paint on it. I thought we'd get away with 2, but I was being optimistic. The only other thing is here, a fly landed on it. I mean, it's the middle of January, it's freezing cold, where's the fly come from? No matter what time of year you paint, a fly will come out, it'll find you somewhere. So, what we're doing here, I try to get it off and I've caught it in my finger, I've made a little bit of a mess. But hopefully if I can get a bit more paint, build that with a bit more paint, I should be able to come back when that's fully dry, flat it back a bit with 1500, 2000 paper and buff it all up. I always polish them up anyway afterwards, so any little imperfections like that you can get away with, especially on white. White's very forgiving. So I'm going to give it another coat and hope it doesn't run this time because there is quite a lot of paint on now. Right, so here we go. Paint's on now, looking pretty good. Fair bit of a shine. There is a little bit orange peely, but I'm going to flat it back anyway. I always give it a quick flat back and polish up, because obviously you can't keep all the dust out in a little garage like mine. But this is where that fly landed. You can see it. There. That's where I rub my finger on it, and it's still quite visible, but I'm quite comfortable that I'll get that back. You can see how it starts going a bit faded here, a bit dusty. That's where I've just blown it into this roof pillar. So what I'll do there, I have actually blown a little bit of thinners over there to help it melt in. So that'll just get polished up along with that when I do that, and flat it back and buff it up. I don't think you'll notice it because white is very forgiving. So we'll come back tomorrow. I'm going to go and have my tea. We'll come back tomorrow, unmask it, give it a bit of a polish, and start putting the doors and stuff back on.